What is up, YouTube? Welcome back to Technique Tuesdays. Today I'm really excited for my head movement drills. What it helped me to do is really take my head movement to another level. So head movement is basically a way for you to evade punches while staying balanced and being able to see punches coming and read your opponent. Head movement is really tough to do if you aren't used to practicing constant flow. And constant flow, what that means is that you're always thinking about punches coming to your head while you're doing your striking. So these three drills are going to help you to get better flow for working on head movement. Yeah, hopefully this video helps you guys out. I'm going to be commentating over my work here that I filmed, and yeah, let's get right into it. So the first drill is just me working on the heavy bag, but every time I start one of my combinations, I'm thinking about a punch coming at my head. So if you'll notice, every time I start throwing punches, I move my head first, and then I can continue with my combo. So I'm not trying to work on a lot of power or anything here, but what I am trying to do is work different angles and never be in one spot for my opponent to hit. So I don't know if you've heard fights, but you can probably hear a lot of time the coach screaming don't stand in front of him, don't stand there, and that's really important. A lot of people hit the bag like it's just anything, but what you want to do is focus on thinking like that's a real opponent throwing punches, and try and really understand where to move and how to throw punches and how to not be a sitting duck. Also want to think about the combos that you're throwing at the bag. So when you slip to your left, you should be throwing a left hook back. That'll be probably more appropriate. And if you slip to the right, you should be throwing a cross back. You don't have to do that. The more you can use your momentum to help you, the better. Work the body, work your kicks, work your knees, and keep moving around is really important too. And by the way, each exercise I'm doing here is for 2 minutes. So 2 minutes of work, and yeah, it's gonna get your cardio going, but it's also gonna help you to stay flowing and stay moving. So in this drill, what you want to think of is there is only punches coming towards your head, and we're focusing on slipping, rolling, and pulling as well. And so basically I've attached a skipping rope to one of the anchors above me, and I let one of the ends hang close to where my head would be, and I'm just gonna swing it and start moving my head and yeah, flowing with it. Usually what happens when I'm doing this is I just let my mind go blank and I really just start to feel my movement. You can start off, when I first started doing this drill, I started off just doing slip, so just slipping from one side to the other. As you get more confident, you can add rolls, you can add pull, and then different head movement and stuff like that. So when you're working on slips, it's really important that you move as minimally as possible, because it helps you not to waste energy. And it's really important to build that habit up of being relaxed when you're really fighting and there's real punches involved. Sometimes you can overreact, but this drill will help you to flow and relax. Sometimes the rope will probably hit you, right? So use whatever you want, really. You don't have to use a skipping rope, but just make sure that if it does hit you, you're not going to get injured. This is a very soft rope end. So even if it did hit me, it wouldn't even phase. Yeah, so you can see here, I'm not thinking about it. My head is just moving. It's not something where you want to think about it. You should be flowing, kind of like a game, right? And this is really important that you notice it's not to look cool. This drill looks cool, right? Because there's someone dodging punches. But what it is actually there for is to make you used to moving your head in a certain way. And I can't stress that enough. Don't do this just to look cool. Do it because you're trying to make your head movement constant. Some people just move their head for the first minute of the fight and then they just forget about it. this will make your head movement flow really well. And then on to the last drill. This is just rolling, bobbing, and weaving. And the reason I really like this drill is because it helps you to make sure that your head is moving in a U shape. And that's so important, because when you move in a U shape, then you're able to get under your opponent and you're able to use that momentum to come back up with a strike. If you go in a straight line, you're staying in the danger zone, if you will, for a punch, because the hook will come straight on that horizontal line. And even if you bend your knees and you go into that, that's not going to feel good. You're going to get caught and you're not going to have the opportunity to counter properly. So having this little rope here is going to teach you to bob and weave. And then it's also going to help you to work on that leg conditioning, because like a lot of people will roll and they'll bob and weave only with their back and their upper body. But here I want you to feel your legs working, feel that conditioning getting better, and feel you flowing with it as well. Add different strikes. Start with your hooks, then you can go into like jab cross, then you can use uppercuts, anything you want. And here's another angle of me working on this same technique, just so you guys can see it a little bit closer up. Just keeping those hands up, like that's really important. This is where you want to build that habit, right? If you're moving under, I can't tell you how many times in sparring I've done a roll and there's just a hook coming towards my head. It's like you just don't move enough sometimes. And if your hand's not there as a secondary way of defending, you're gonna get caught for sure. So here you'll notice, you can clearly see I always have that one hand closest to the rope, touching the rope as if I'm actually getting punched to that side and I'm blocking. But I'm throwing my other hand with my elbow up. And that's super important, because that will make sure that your chin is safe, your shoulder will come up to protect the side of your head, so you have protection on both sides. Habits. We don't want to build up you as a fighter to be throwing strikes without your hand up. That's how you get finished, that's how you get caught, right? And yeah, like you're doing this for 2 minutes. It's not easy if you do like a lot of rounds, but this will build up those habits for you to be confident that you'll always have your hands up, you'll be moving your head in a U shape, you'll be relying on your legs to help you work, and that's really important. It's just that confidence, right? The reason we do drills is not to just look cool, it's not to help you to, feel like a fighter. The drills are there to make sure that when you have a fight or when you need your skills, then you're gonna come through. You play basketball and you need to make a three-pointer. You don't have the time in a game to think about your three-pointer. You just pull up and shoot. But you can only do that if you practice. If you practice hours and hours and reps, and that's what we're doing here. Change it up, add different punches, throw different angles, move your feet in different ways, but make sure that you keep consistent. You're just moving under the rope. Alright, so that's amazing. Thank you guys so much for watching. This has been Round 5 Fit, or Joshua D'Souza. Thank you so much. Yeah, comment below if there's anything that you liked about this video or anything you didn't like. I'd love to hear your feedback and help me to make my videos better for you. And yeah, I'm super happy because I've been killing it every Tuesday. I'm gonna bring you guys new stuff. So yeah, see you next Tuesday. Peace out.